just when you thought things couldn't get any crazier, we have little Eddie Munster, that would be Matt Gaetz, is trying to get Republicans to support a resolution that he and a couple of these crazy fuckers are authors of, a resolution insisting Donald Trump did not incite the insurrection and the attempt at treason on this country on January 6th. 25 people in the House, these Christian fascists, allies of the orange bastard, say he should be exonerated. Now, the resolution has 27 co-sponsors, and it's being passed around to House Republican or Christian fascist members. And it says essentially this, quote, Trump did not engage in insurrection or rebellion against the United States or give aid or comfort to the enemies thereof, end quote. Of course not. What we saw was strictly an illusion. It was something we had a mass hysteria moment, a mass hallucination moment, right? Now, Matt Gaetz is urging his colleagues to sign this resolution, insisting that the orange bastard didn't do what he did. The resolution states that, quote, it is the sense of the House of Representatives that former President Trump did not engage in insurrection or rebellion against the United States. Oh, Jesus Christ. It is Gaetz is saying that the resolution is a no-brainer. Boy, he's more right on that regard than he realizes. But he's saying it's a no-brainer, and it's controversial only to the most extreme of the far left in Congress. Yeah, and a statement of fact that every single Republican can be expected to support. A no-brainer. You got it right, Matt, but not in the way you meant it, you evil-looking little shit. This resolution goes on to say, quote, if the left has the courage to interfere in our elections and weaponize the judicial system against our brethren, we must have the courage to express what is self-evident, end quote. Our brethren. The language of the final resolution could change. They could take out the Christian evangelical garbage in there. And support for this resolution obviously is going to grow. This is the American House of Representatives that is under the control of the Orange Antichrist and is populated by a bunch of these evangelical bastards. So, of course, it's going to grow. Now, the hope is that not all of the people in the House who still identify as Republican will get on board to this bullshit. According to what I have here, a senior staffer for one Republican in the House who did not want his or her name out, who got the email from Matt Gaetz, said, quote, yeah, we're definitely not signing that, end quote. Now, I don't know if the quote is true or not because there's no attribution. But the original co-sponsors of this resolution are largely from the crazy wing of the Christian Fascist Conference. They include the QAnon Q-bitch from here in Georgia, Margie Green, Andy Biggs, this losing little bastard from Arizona, Kelly Armstrong, who's now running for North Dakota governor, Gary Palmer from the shithole that is Alabama. He is the policy chairperson for the Christian fascists in the U.S. House. If the resolution goes to the floor for a vote, it could once again force Republicans to go on the record about whether or not they pledge their blood, their soil, their swords to the God, Donald Trump, and his efforts to overturn the 2020 election, for which he's under indictment, of course. Only Representatives David Belladao of California and Dan Newhouse of Washington survived the 2020 midterms after Trump tried to promote retaliatory challenges to the Republicans who voted against him. There were 8 of them, and only 2 of them survived. The other 6 went down in flames. Now, Matt Gaetz, who is a child molester, there is no question. I think he's a child rapist. He was in New Hampshire campaigning with the orange bastard here recently. And Trump is kicked off, he's been kicked off the ballots in Colorado and Maine for his role in the events that resulted in the January 6th attack on the Capitol. And the Supreme Court will be hearing that case, at least for Colorado, day after tomorrow, or no, Thursday. So, and by the way, Gaetz wants to be governor of Florida because the crazy little fucker DeSantis cannot succeed himself again. So the governorship of the state of Florida is wide open. And Matt Gaetz, the child rapist, is probably in a pretty good position to become the new governor of Florida. Because Florida, well, there are some sane people there, and they have some great beaches in the Panhandle. Florida is a dumping ground for people who are either liars, grifters, cheaters, crazy, or ultra rich. Oh, and a lot of people from Central and South America. Rich ones. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Keep it lit. I'm Mike Malloy. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. You know, the Progressive Voices Network brings you commercial-free commentary from today's leading progressive radio hosts and pundits, like me, Mike Malloy, 24 hours a day. I'm not your typical old guy from the 80s or the 90s talk radio host, and Progressive Voices is not your typical talk radio network. It's a listener-supported nonprofit with no corporate control whatsoever over our broadcast. So hosts like me, Mike Malloy, are free to rant and scream and carry on about whatever we like. We're often controversial, but we're never boring. Weeknights, 9 p.m. in the East, 6 p.m. in the West on the Progressive Voices Network. Always progressive, always on. I'm Mike Malloy. Keep it lit.